Foremost, you're looking at the title of the video, you're looking at the thumbnail of the video, so you know why we have adjourned here today. Now, you're probably a little bit surprised that I did content with the comedy legend, Corey Holcomb. All right. Shout out to Corey Holcomb, by the way. Shout out to the entire team over there. The exact person that Corey is on screen, he is actually off screen as well. And that's a testament to who he is as a person. And shout out to the whole 5150 chat and family over there. But you guys who have been with me since 2019, 2020, right? You've seen kind of this growth on the channel, right? From coming from somebody who had no idea about YouTube years ago to getting up on here and building something from nothing to a point of, you know, having folks that have built up so much dope equity within their brand, that are so talented in so many different facets, reach out to you to do collaborations, right? Meeting of the minds, new school, somewhat, I'm getting old now, but new school versus old school, all right? The young buck versus the OG. Let's get together, collaborate, and see what we can do with it, all right? But again, so appreciative of the opportunity. And I haven't looked at the content yet, so I wanted to go over with you guys and have some fun with it. So we had two different conversations. The first one was on the whole B Simone 9-to-5 man, but all of a sudden now is complaining about shopping at H&M. And then we also talked about that whole Michelle Obama, who's trying to ruin Barack Obama's life while he's just trying to retire. That situation. So we talked about those two things. I'm gonna leave a link to the full live stream over on Corey's channel down in the description box down below. Guys, go over there, support the content, tell them MTR sent you. But let's go over a component of the content right now. All right, let's get active.
If your neck looks like this, you need to watch this video. When you sit at your desk or use your phone, your head protrudes forward. And for every inch your head protrudes forward, an additional 10 pounds of force is added to the neck. It's the equivalent of a bowling ball. Over time, the muscles tighten and compensate, and your neck gets stuck in this position all the time. Because of this, the soft discs from your neck get more and more compressed day by day until one of them squeezes out of place and puts pressure on your nerves. This causes neck pain that can radiate down your arms or shoulders, as well as migraines and tension headaches. No wonder that over 80% of the population experience neck pain.
We have a brother who is going to chip in this week and give us some valuable information and share some of his observations. He is a brother who I see on the internet. It's so weird. It's like, you know, y'all know I'm bad with names, but I was just laughing when Darlene saw who the guest was. She was like, "Oh yeah, him," and she started fanning it out.
I did a
Shout
out to Darlene.
He stands out at what he does.
He does.
Darlene, you introduce him there. You say his name.
MTR, handsome, very masculine. I like the words he's spreading. Just much respect.
MTR, can you hear us?
Now, let me also set it up. So before the show even started, it's like an audio visual check, right? So I can see their visual and I can hear them and they can hear me, but they couldn't see me. So Darlene and I was having a kind of a conversation, but she didn't see my face. And then at the point that my visual came up on the screen, she was like, which was like super endearing and super hilarious. So, but again, shout out to Darlene. Now I will also say, the audio on their side, like I'm pretty sure that Corey and Darlene can hear me correctly, but the audio on the live stream, there was like a little bit of an echo, okay? So I don't think it's gonna interfere too much with the content, but let's just keep going. Yeah, I can hear you guys loud and clear.
That's what's up. Can everybody see him?
Doesn't hurt to be easy on
Everybody can see him, TR? Brother,
So nice.
I am so glad you're here, man.
I didn't know y'all could see
I'm so
me there.
glad we found a way to make this happen. I see you over there, you look smooth office, and it's cracking.
Hey man, listen, they keep telling me it's AI, and I gotta like move some of the flowers so that they can understand it's not, you know?
I didn't want to say that because I was like, I don't want to sound like I'm hating, but that it don't even look real. And so it's dope, man. Hey man, look. First of all, we glad you're here.
Thank you, brother.
And I really want my audience to know who you are because, you know what I'm saying, people who speak with sense and respectability, I'm trying to be like y'all. I speak with sense, but I be like, fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Man, just explain, just say your name and let people know
Yeah.
where they can find you, man, because
For sure.
this is one of the guys, fellas. This is one of the guys. He's stand out.
Hey, man, listen, first and foremost, shout out to you, Corey. Thank you so much for having the team reach out to me. I am so excited to be up here just to chop it up and cook it up with you guys, all right? Shout out to Darlene. Shout out to the 5150 chat. You know, you guys from day one have been real, right? So it's absolutely an honor and a privilege to be in the building. My main platform is on YouTube, so you can find me at The Real MTR. And the long and short about me is, you know, I'm just a dude, you know, I'm just a man who's just been through some real things, learned some real life lessons, and figured out how to build a platform out of nothing. And I take trending topics and decode the weird clown world that we currently exist in today. One viral video at a damn time. So my topics generally cover like self-development, purpose, money, relationships, and calling out bullshit whenever I see it. So
That's
thank
a fact.
again for the invite. Super excited to be here.
Look, bro.
And let me also give you a little bit more insight. So for some reason, my internet service provider is disrespecting me as of late. All right. I'm talking about no service the entire day. That's why I only got like 1.5 video out yesterday. I had to, a couple of hours before this was taped, I had to go buy a mobile hotspot and sign up to a monthly plan, which is insane that I had to do that, but desperate times call for desperate measures. But it also explains why the quality of my video is a lot less than what you guys are seeing right now. Let's keep going.
I'm looking forward to this. We're gonna make this work because you know, it was something that I tried to stay away from because I get people acting like I'm mean and vicious, and it actually works on my psyche a little bit when I see things. So when you brought up this topic, I was so glad. I was like, it ain't just me. It's not just me. And like you could bring it up, like what you.
All right, what's going on, everybody? You've obviously heard us talk a lot about Shady Rays, and obviously you know that we love them not only for their amazing quality, but because if you lose or break them, Shady Rays will replace them. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Saul, do we have the video that he was gonna show, or I didn't even ask about that. Do they got the video? Okay, it was a video, and even if before we get to the video, something you noticed about a famous person and her podcast and what she has to say. That's the alley-oop I'm gonna throw you.
It was a major alley-oop because that could have been the B. Simone podcast or it could have been the Michelle Obama podcast. And I'm like, oh, I don't know which one that he's talking about right now. So let's figure this out on the fly. Sure. So are we talking about the B. Simone situation? Because that's been going viral as of today.
Well, that's been going crazy viral. And like I said, you know, I tried not to say nothing about it because I don't want nobody to be like I'm piling on. But I've been very critical of her because she stole jokes. She stole a book. I mean, like, it's like, yo, this girl is not mentally stable, if you ask me.
There's something wrong with it.
And that don't stop you from getting famous on the internet.
Yeah,
But-
no, it actually adds to your fame.
Her staying power is kind of like, it's really put on display. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's you know, it's funny, you know, because I did content on her like back in 2020, and she was talking about, you know, that she won't date a 9-to-5 guy and like all of this stuff, and you know, just shitting on, you know, essentially the average guy.
He can't have a 9-to-5.
What? Why not? You don't want him to have an honest job?
I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status?
Yes.
Okay, he can't
So
like,
he
can't
like,
clock in
No wonder she's still single to this day.
and clock out.
No.
Damn,
I
B.
think
Simone.
entrepreneurs should date entrepreneurs.
Okay, but still, there's people who have really good jobs with vocational skills. If he's a mechanic,
I'm sure, but no, you're not going to understand my lifestyle. You're not going to understand why I'm up at 3 a.m.
damn, you're making this
And
harder for me. Okay, all right.
You know, he has to be an entrepreneur.
a business
Yeah.
owner. He getting one of them
Yes.
stimulus packages from Donald Trump, one of them small business loans, and he ain't buying jewelry with it.
Or moving into that direction.
Yeah.
And I find it so interesting that 5 years later, that sounds like she needs a 9 to 5 in order to continue to shop in at Bloomingdale's, right? But it's this like odd superiority complex that she has. And to take a shit on H&M shoppers, yet acting like it's like Goodwill or a thrift store or Salvation Army.
Yeah, she acting like it's the
is
end of the
wild.
world. Yeah.
And, her audience is probably like 43% H&M shoppers to begin with anyway. So not only is she ostracizing her audience, but then also shitting on typical, dudes that would want to consider her in a relationship. Because I've seen her multiple times complaining about being single and like all of these things. So it's just kooky, but it just goes to show like the pure and utter delusion in the clown world that we currently exist in. And I don't know how some of these people are famous. And I don't want to just hop on, continue to hop on it as well. But I do think that it's a good discussion because 9 to 5 dudes and like the importance to our infrastructure, our society.
Blue collar
Like,
dudes
if you were to
stand up,
take
white
those
collar
dudes
dudes
away, the whole country would collapse.
Yeah.
But I just find it so interesting that, they require this high value man. Meanwhile, they don't bring a high value mindset.
Come on. Bars right there.
High value man is the requirement. But that high value man is going to require a high value mindset to help meet him where he needs to be met in order to lead the family the places that they've never been, to the promised land and back again. What's up? Let's go. Right?
The high value mindset thing you just said is really deep. I mean, this is something that I feel like these women are clueless about. Like, they think somebody want them other than the physical. And that's what I think is wrong in society. Like, these girls, they really don't get it that if a guy is on his game, where do you fit in his life?
Yeah.
You can only find a fool.
Yeah.
Or at least
Or
that's
a
my
loser.
opinion.
Come
You
on.
know, what you said, because like I want you to cook. I'm loving letting you cook on here, man. Somebody
Look, I
said
can
you got to
cook.
get O'Shea Duke Jackson on the show. We gonna get
Shout out to
O'Shea
O'Shea.
Duke Jackson. O'Shea, I love you, boy. God damn it, I feel
Shout
like
out to
O'Shea feel like I scold him a little bit. It ain't like that, brother. I love you,
that's
man. We
funny.
gonna get you on the show
Absolutely
too.
He's my guy,
He just
too.
sent us
There's a
I
little
don't
bit
know
of a
how much money
delay.
that is in Africa. It's probably $5. we love O'Shea Duke Jackson, but back
O'Shea sending over the Wakandan dollars.
on the thing we're talking about. Yeah, there's our society has something wrong when it comes to the men and women collaboration. There's something dividing there. And who has the answers? Who's going to talk about it? I mean, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Ryoko Pro? This is the cutting-edge portable Wi-Fi hotspot that people wish they found out about sooner. With this pocket Wi-Fi, you can simply stay connected whether you're working, traveling, or simply on the go. But why should your internet be overpriced, unreliable, full of hidden fees, and riddled with poor coverage when a modern, affordable solution is reshaping the industry as we speak? Introducing Ryoko Pro, the revolutionary portable Wi-Fi device that provides reliable, high-speed internet globally. Ryoko Pro's advanced features make it a game changer in 8 distinct ways. 1, with
I mean, but it's necessary for us. It's necessary to be able to talk about. I know, there's been a little bit of content of like Kevin Samuels talking about the B Simone situation, years ago, and to know that he was right. They're digging up old content for him talking about where her career was going to go. Something about, a couple of content pieces away from, not having an audience no more, which was, the sign of the times. If you created content during that time of 2020, a lot of content creators were eating because everybody was home.
Everybody was home.
Fast forward to now, it may not have the same, but, we got to be able to talk about this delusion, right? Because the more that we talk about it, the better that people can make choices in going into the future. That's why your platform is so necessary, Corey.
Man, I appreciate you saying that. Do we have that video where Brother Kevin Samuels brought up this young lady who found a way to get famous and get the momentum going? But one thing I'm going to tell you about this entertainment business, brother, Staying power is not easy.
Mm.
You cannot be a gimmick. There was an episode on The Simpsons where Bart Simpson said something like, "Where did he go? Where did he go?" And everybody was laughing at it. And he started going on tour just saying, "Where did he go?" Then after a while, he was like, "Where did he go?" And people was like,
It's wearing them down.
right. It's like,
or they got old.
Yeah.
Right.
it happens. But you got that video?
Let me just pause right there. And I appreciate Corey saying that. And it constantly reminds me that, right, like, let me take the content back like a couple of years. I was doing like a lot more compilations and things like that. And I think that the numbers on the channel shot up when I did that content. It was actually a lot easier to do because you're just pulling clips together and then you come in at certain points and you'll say something. But what I realized is that although the numbers of the channel were going up, the value was going down, right? And the value per viewer was just not what it was even before that. And I realize is that, you know, the more that you utilize other people's things to create something, and it could be described as sort of a gimmick, but it'll get the numbers, right? It'll get the views, but also those people are not going to be staying for you. So they're not going to be following you, right? So the thing is that if you have components of what you're creating that is a gimmick, and then you go back later and you're shitting on the audience that got you to the place that, you know, essentially for B Simone made her a millionaire, if not a multimillionaire, right? And you're going back and acting like H&M is beneath you now and like it's the damn Goodwill or Salvation Army, which is absolutely insane to me. You could have that type of decision-making capabilities. So I didn't want to derail the conversation, but I appreciated him saying that and reminding me as someone who's still, you know, newly budding within the things that I do right here is that, you know, you have to put as much value as you can and make sure that you're not wasting people's time. Because if shit really hits the fan one day, the people that were just there for the gimmick or just strictly for the entertainment are not going to follow you onto something else or beyond the drama.
Let me see that video, brother. We're going to try to play this video. You ain't seen it.
All it takes for you to come down to reality, B. Simone, is one wrong post.
Facts.
You are one viral video away, one internet canceling away from being back at Forever 21 selling shit. Since you're an entertainer. Very good one. But it's not like, you know, in times of national emergency, the world, the country turns and says, what's going on Wild 'N Out? What's B. Simone saying?
Facts.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's crazy how much he's able to, you know, predict from, you know, even after passing away. But he's absolutely right. You know, I think that you know, they have this illusion of options. You know what I mean? They love to talk about standards, but then when the attention dries up, when the money slows down, and then when that wall gets closer, when that wall coming, their standards and expectations that they have is necessary that they then turn into just suggestions at that point. But then oftentimes they don't even want to listen to the suggestions, right? And they keep them standards as high as possible, but they're still expecting someone to be formed.
I knew I wanted to be a pilot, honestly, as early as I can remember. It's really the first job that I ever thought about as a child. I was originally planning on going in the military, spent all 4 years at university in ROTC. Between 1990 and 91, the Berlin Wall fell, the Cold War came to an end. The Air Force just didn't need pilots anymore. I discovered ATP and realized there was this company that was doing something that was absolutely groundbreaking. At the time, I was the third student that went through.
I was always interested in aviation as a kid. You know, my dad would take me to air shows, took me to space camp, got me in a 747 simulator when I was 13. So I was always around aviation and I always loved it. My aviation journey started with ATP in Long Beach. I was 19 years old. It took me about a year to get through the program and I started instructing. That opened the door for the opportunity to interview with Spirit Airlines. And at the time when I was hired at 21 years old, I was the youngest pilot hired at Spirit Airlines, and that was a testament to what you can accomplish.
I think one of the bonds ATP alumni have is we've been through the same program. It's a real challenge to get through, and I think that means something. I was flying the 747 into Afghanistan, and we had to be escorted in by A-10s. So here I was in a war zone, and on the tarmac, I was having a conversation with one of the A-10 pilots that brought me in, and he was an ATP alumni.
I feel very proud to be a pilot and have followed in my father's footsteps, and I owe all of that to the support of my parents and to ATP's support.
You know, I look at you and I see the young person I was starting at ATP. There are times I think, should I retire? It's one of the main reasons I think I'll fly to 65, because hopefully someday we'll fly together.
He was there for my first flight, and I'm hoping to be there for his last.
Financial success doesn't mean you have to have a famous address. Spend all your weekends at the spa or host lavish events. Because financial success isn't about where you spend your money. It's about how you spend it. And when it comes to helping you achieve your definition of financial success,
we got you. Within all of that, that's how you can get average at best in the face, but then once a CEO. It's like you just can't make this shit up. Meanwhile, CEOs attain above average at best. But yeah, he killed it. He nailed it.
It's like in this world, you can go along with it. I mean, who are we to tell her not to go along with it? She found a way to be relevant for a minute. But why are you relevant if you do dirtbag shit like, well, yeah, I got a homegirl, her name is Just Niece. She don't want no smoke with none of them, so I ain't trying to say that to bring drama to her name. But, you know, that girl B. Simone used to do her jokes. Mm-hmm. Then when I found out she stole a book, and I've seen the girl talk, I don't think she's mentally well. So I ain't got to dog her out and everything like that. But I'm saying while it was coming in, you know what I'm saying? I know it was fun. Yeah. Time of Your Life, huh, kid? That's from that movie. With I forgot. Old boy was the pimp.
Which one was that?
I forgot. Who the dude who played? I'm trying to remember now with my old ass. The dude who played in the Mission Impossible movies. Who is that? Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Risky Business. That's the name of the movie.
The older one. Okay.
That's older.
Yeah. I can't.
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I know, Corey, you said you don't want to say too much, right?
No, be you, brother. Be you.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I just think she's not a good person. I mean, let's call it a spade. Because even outside of this 9-to-5 conversation, if you look at that content, if you look at the podcast and just go back like a minute and a half.
And so many women go through that, whether it's a nigga, whether it's a friend, you get hurt and now you move with this this fear. Guard up, this fear, this anger, you're broken, you're hurt. Yeah. So I don't want to ever move like that. I think about all the things I did in my past for people, for friends, for niggas, for family, for the wrong people. The money, I done gave people money. I done bought houses. I done paid for divorces.
Now think about how I feel as your friend.
And then let me tell you, I'm going to get there. Mm-hmm. And I've done all that. And then the right people come around that have the purest heart, that love you so much, and you're stifling and you're looking and you're paranoid and you looking people up and down and it's anxiety. That's not coming from a healed place. It's coming from, like you said, bitterness. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like a guard is up. Yeah. I've never been like that in my life. And I feel like I'm coming out of that slowly. Yeah. But there was a little moment where I had it, like I was heavy. I was like, and I was aware. I was like, I do not want to be like this. Yeah. I feel it. Yeah. I hear it in my tone. Like, I agree with you. I can't even say I disagree with you. I feel it. Yeah. You were like, okay. Yeah. Okay.
What she's essentially saying is that for people that were not shit within her life, she wasted her money on all of those people. But those that were her best friends, that we're going to hear in a quick second, didn't receive the blessings that she gave to all of these people that she was seeking validation from.
Let's catch it.
Yeah.
Let's catch it.
Yeah. You were swallowing it, though, because you didn't have nothing.
Okay. But what were you going to say and think about how I feel as your... I mean, this was the hardest season of my life this last year. And sometimes when the public perception is like being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got it, or they helping you. Baby, when I tell you, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom, all this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like, I love him. That's my soul. And I can't nobody didn't give me a handout. But guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid.
Damn.
Because whatever I'm building my story too.
Single mom.
But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it, it's hard to digest because everybody around you, nobody would ever, they're probably shocked that I'm even saying this right now. All this
year.
Simone
is.
In less than 12 months.
What?
Right before she starts talking about, H&M and all of that, the best friend that she had was talking about like the hard times that she suffered over the past year. Like she was a single mom, had to go back into live with her parents, got her car repoed, and then a minute and a half later, she's talking about, damn near crying about going into H&M.
I didn't think turmeric worked without black pepper, but then I saw this clip.
The turmeric is oil soluble, which means it's not going to absorb in the lining of your gut very well. Now, some companies try to overcome that by adding black pepper to it. Black pepper prevents your liver from breaking down or utilizing the turmeric. Now, there's a problem with that when it comes to the liver, because what you really want is you want a turmeric that gets absorbed readily, but ends up working and staying in the liver itself. So I found a supplement that has a water-soluble turmeric that's really well concentrated, so you get maximum absorption. The turmeric provides the liver all of the protection and all of the support that you need, but you want it to stay in the liver. It's called Dose for Your Liver. It's got the water-soluble turmeric in it. It tastes like orange juice. It's a 2-ounce shot. It's so easy, and it has 2 clinical trials to support the efficacy of the product. I do it every day. It's non-negotiable for me. My liver is one of the most important organs I tend to support.
Hey there, I'm Nadia Okamoto, and I am a content creator and a business owner. I kind of think of my career as 2 full-time jobs. There's my 9-to-5, where I'm building August, a lifestyle period care brand. We make tampons and pads. We just launched a period cup. And then there's my 5-to-12, 5 to midnight, which is being a content creator and building on opportunities that come with having a platform. And I love both sides of it. They're very different, and sometimes it can get a bit hectic, but you know me, I like staying busy. And it's taken me a lot of practice and still very much trial and error to balance both of these jobs while also making sure I'm taking care of myself, my body, my health, both physical and mental health. That's why I'm partnering with Upwork, a platform that connects you with skilled freelancers across various industries. Upwork gives me access to incredibly skilled people who've already done this before. And when you're juggling a lot of things, that is very helpful. So whether you're a content creator or entrepreneur, or just trying to start something new, I really can't recommend it enough. Don't try to do it all alone because you don't have to. Find people who can help bring your vision to life. Sign up for free at upwork.com.
Right, so like you're seeking out all of this validation with all of these people around you. You giving them money, but how soulless are you that you can't even help out the person that's the closest person to you? Like I just think that's just crazy character.
Let me tell you something, man.
I know
People,
who you're talking about now. I had no idea who you guys were talking about. Sorry.
They should have had the clip ready, but nevertheless, all right, I'm gonna play it in the middle of this. I'm not mad at to cut it in.
Just my finances. Like, the budgeting, you see how I am. Nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
You've never budgeted?
Yeah, like, I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend. The liquid. Yeah. I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account. But Just my
Okay.
finances.
Listen, it's just my finances. It's the liquid. Listen, there's actual poor people that are currently spitting on their non-existent smartphone right now because they can't afford it. After hearing this dumbass bullshit, oh, I gotta shop at H&M. No! No! What fate is worse than shopping at H&M? I'd rather not. Bloomingdale's. For once in my life, I have to budget. I have to be responsible for my choices, my budgeting choices, my financial decisions. Give me a damn break. Let me also say this as well. I had additional time to think about this whole thing. I think what's actually happening behind the scene over there with B Simone is, something that can happen to many entertainers when you come from little to next to nothing, and then you're popping for a moment of time, and you begin to lose some of that traction. You get to lose some of that visibility. And then if you get to lose some of that money, that can have an incredible mental toll on you. We see all the time, a lot of these different Hollywood stars losing their mind. And a large degree of the reason that happens is because of that phenomena. I mean, that also probably mixed with alcohol and drugs as well, just warps their mind. And you often see them having a blow up at paparazzi, right? Or having a blow up in a domestic relationship perspective, right? But then something will happen and they come out and then people are just like, what? Why is this person? But then you got to understand that these people are operating in a state of either high depression, high anxiety, right? So that their moves just don't make sense to average, ordinary people. Because that right there don't make no sense, right? How she chose to pour into people that, had more than her from a clout perspective, but then not into her best friend who was obviously struggling. But in her mind, she's probably thinking to herself, well, but if I do this for this person, maybe I can get popping again, right? Maybe I can gain this status again. Maybe I can, be on this roller coaster of life again, right? So that's the reason why she chooses to prioritize that. Now, at the same time, as I say these things, I gain as a little bit more sympathy for the situation. But I think like as a content creator, if you do not save money, if you're not investing correctly, like shit, why is it that you guys never see me out here with all this expensive this and all of these cars and, houses that are, big as a damn apartment building? Number one, I ain't got it like that. But then number two, I'm investing my money wisely, right? So that if this was to get snatched away from me, I'm good.
Now she is so fun, playful, happy, energetic.
Since switching to the farmer's dog, I noticed that they're starting to actually act like puppies again. She has more energy, her digestion's great, her mood's better, and she's actually
%55 of Americans lose or break their sunglasses every year. At Shady Rays, we decided to do something about it. So we created the Shady Rays Replacement Department.
When someone loses or breaks their sunglasses, we make it right, fast.
Ma'am, we have a developing situation involving a zip line?
Lock in, people. This is what we're here for.
Shady Rays, eyewear that has your back.
Financially free. Ain't got a debt to my name. Houses or nothing. Nothing. So I'm good. You understand? So I think that's probably what's also happening behind scenes as well. But let's finish up the conversation.
Around people who find a way to break through, but aren't the truth as talent. They have to have minions around them.
Yes,
and they don't ever want to see those minions doing well, especially in any way where they're doing well as them. So That type of behavior doesn't surprise me. I know how it go. You would rather see a stranger get it than the girl you know. So
And want you to do good, but not better than them.
Because I think I got you by some years, my brother. As you are out here and you build friendships, alliances with people, just always remember there's a mentality inside of a lot of human beings. I don't want you to be as well as I am. I don't want you to be as well off as I am. I don't want you to be doing good or just as good as me. So I see that in that girl also, but to luck with her.
You know, which is also why I'm appreciative for like Corey and I to get together and just chop it up, right? You know, especially too, because a lot of the topics that we address is, you know, on occasion, similar topics, right? So to have him invite me on, right, to talk about things from my perspective, I mean, you know, he's speaking to what he's saying.
You know what I'm saying? Did you hear how I said that? To luck with her.
It's probably tough that she's got to deal with these situations, you know, these character flaws in front of the damn world. But, you know, someone needs to pull it to the side and, you know, have a real conversation with her the same way that you're having a real conversation with me. And I appreciate that, which is why, again, I say that platforms like yours is just so necessary, so needed, bro.
You brought to attention Michelle Obama's podcast because I saw it and I just my mouth dropped at what I heard her say. What did you hear her say? I know it was a lot of things, but what was the main thing that made your mouth drop?
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna pause the content right here. I'm gonna leave a link to this conversation again if you guys want to go finish out the content down in the description box down below. Last but not least, for those that are still here with me right now, shout out to the MT Army. One love to the MTRers. Thank you guys for continuing to support me. Again, it is crazy to, you know, react to someone's content and then they hit you up like, yo, come on, I gotta introduce you to my audience. So again, shout out to 5150 chat, Corey. Thank you so much for the invitation, my brother. Also, too, at the end of the live stream, we talked about future collabs in the future as well. So, you know, go check that out as well if you do so choose. But again, shout out to my community. I would not be in my current position if it wasn't for y'all. So I want to make it abundantly clear and abundantly obvious at how grateful that I am with you guys continuing to like the content, continuing to share the content, continue to hit up the content creators that you think that I need to be having conversations with. All right? So with that being said, let me get out of here, and I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes, you a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high.
The best beds just got better. Unbox the future of sleep from Casper, with mattresses designed around you.